Before we get started, I did want to say that our hearts go out to the families affected by what just happened in Florida recently. What's up, friends? I'm Rick. Make sure and like the video. I would really appreciate it. And Cartridge Fun, make sure and leave a comment down below because you, my friend, have won the last contest for our last like spike video. So make sure and do that down below. And now, today, we want to talk about 3 times in the media where the media attempted to ban video games or slandered video games or was slamming the name of video gamers in general. So let's get straight into that with today's video. The first one is John Stosson versus Franklin Graham. Now this is on Fox News and John Stosson is defending video games, or at least the name of video gamers here. Franklin Graham is the son of Billy Graham, the very well-known evangelical. So here Franklin Graham is arguing that media and entertainment was different back in his day, which may be true. Media was different and did not have the realism in media like we do nowadays. But John keeps pushing the fact that although that may be true, there is no proven evidence that gaming overall is harmful to our youth, and this is for the video at least during the time. With that, Franklin keeps pushing that everywhere we go nowadays violence is involved, and he actually is true. That is a very true statement. But like I said, during the time of this video, John Stosson pushes back and gives some numbers and facts, at least for the time being, that says that video gaming really wasn't affecting any people at this time.
It is sick, and it's a cocaine. Our entire nation has become addicted to violence for entertainment, like the Romans.
You talk about all this stuff coming into our homes in the past 30, 40 years, and you're right, there's much more violence, it's much more horrible. Yeah. But crime is down. Yeah. Youth offenses are down. Maybe it's good for kids. We don't know.
John, I would say it's not good for anybody to watch murder. These video games, to me, are murder simulators is what they are. And it's very dangerous, John, very dangerous.
In Japan, they watch twice as many of these video games, and the murder rate is a fraction. You look at crime per 100,000 people, 10 firearm deaths in the United States, less than 1 in Japan, and so on. There's just no evidence that playing the games causes people to run around and shoot people.
This next one, we have Penn Jillette and the crew of Wendy Williams talking about video games and violence. And here we have the Wendy Williams show saying that a violent media life always leads to an actual violent life in the physical world. Wendy calls out the Call of Duty series as a major problem in households. And once she says this, Penn goes off in a rant. What I really appreciate in this video is Penn Jillette getting passionate and argumentative for video games and making a case here. But he does it in a way that's intellectual and intelligent. And he vehemently argues for gaming and gamers and throws his hat in the ring as a part of the gamer community and defending us.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
but most people have a gun. 350 million Americans, there are 310 million guns.
Right, that doesn't mean that most people have a gun. It doesn't distribute exactly that way.
But, you know, people, are blaming violence in movies and videos
on this. Well, that's insane. That's insane.
No, really?
It's not
What is it called? Art of War, Man of War? What do the kids play?
Call of Duty.
We don't allow that in our house. Really? So busy buying Call of Duty. There needs to be more hugs in households.
Those aren't mutually exclusive. Well, nothing in Call of Duty says you can't hug your family.
Well, you know what?
This
boy's favorite game pen was Call of Duty.
Yes, and many peaceful people. You're doing the same thing. Call of Duty is the most popular game there is. Everyone's playing it, so of course bad people are going to play it too.
Yeah.
To try to blame Shakespeare and the violence in Shakespeare and the violence in art for violence that happens in the real world is something that's been tried for years and is always wrong. People must take responsibility. We must stop blaming society and actually blame the perpetrator.
Yeah.
The next video features Mike Schneider with Assemblywoman Linda Stender. This one is unique because this woman has previously in the past attempted to ban video games in general and the sale of video games, but since that didn't work, what she started to do is attempt to ban arcade games, games where you could simply go up to an arcade, pick up a gun, and play at any time. She has an issue with the fact that at arcades you cannot really ban or limit what kids can play because all you have to do is slip in some quarters and you're in. Now we know this attempted ban didn't work because there's arcade games everywhere and we can still play them, thankfully. I thought this video was interesting because there's no really arguing going on here. It's just a simple discussion. So let me know what you guys think of this.
My inspiration for this was that a concerned mother called me. She took her kids to the bowling alley on a day off from school. She took her 4-year-old or 7-year-old and was shocked to find out that the games are there, they're available. You didn't even have to put money in the machine. And the kids were going up, picking up these guns that look like, you know, the semi-automatic weapons, so that they could pretend to be shooting, and the scenes were very violent and very sexual.
So these are like arcade style games, we used to call them.
Arcade style games, that's exactly right, because this doesn't speak to the issue of purchasing and using in your own home.
So you wouldn't say to a store, you can't sell this game. What you're saying is that in public places, we don't want to see this anymore.
That's exactly right. I mean, I think that parents shouldn't be concerned that if they send their child to a birthday party, that they are going to have access to a simulation that isn't what they want for their child. It's just inappropriate for young kids to be given that access.
And here is 2 more little statements, just simple statements from 2 political figureheads that you've definitely heard of. I got these clips from Nerd Alert, so thank you so much, but check these out and let me know what you guys think of these statements.
We need to treat video games the way we treat tobacco, alcohol, and pornography. Also going on to say, violent video games increase aggressive behavior as much as lead exposure decreases children's IQ scores, she said. All right, this tweet comes from December 17th, 2012. Video game violence and glorification must be stopped. It is creating monsters.
I am dying to know all of your thoughts on these topics. These are very sensitive topics. I do know that, and I don't know if there technically is a wrong or a right answer. Sometimes I think to each their own, but I just want to know down in the comments below. So thank you guys so much for watching Superhero Game Squad. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. We're here 5 days a week. Again, you guys, we really do appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day.